Some journalists on Twitter are complaining, because Elon Musk taking over Twitter and he's already fired a bunch of people and they're complaining about that. Well, here's the latest from a New York Times article, and a guy named Bill Gruskin tweets this. He says, Mr. Musk plans to begin making employees pay for lunch, which had been free, at the company cafeteria. And then a guy named Andrew Wortman responds to that. He said, he fired 3/4 of the employees. Now he's planning to starve the rest of them. He's failure incarnate. Yes, now the Twitter employees are, and Musk actually responded to this and said that, look, most of the employees don't even come to the office, so I don't think I'm going to starve them to begin with. But also, they're working at Twitter. It's so they have jobs. They probably should be able to pay for their own lunches. Now, it's nice to get a free lunch every day. Don't get me wrong. We get that here at the Daily Wire. They provide us catered lunch every day. It's fantastic if you can get it. But if they were to take that perk away from us, I don't think I would just sit here and starve. I would probably just, you could pack a lunch or go buy lunch somewhere. So these are these really petty complaints that we're still hearing about the Elon Musk takeover of Twitter. But there are complaints that you could make that are not as petty. So, for example, over the weekend, our great reporter Christina Buttons here at the Daily Wire, she tweeted out a link to a report that she just did for the Daily Wire. And the headline of that report is, New Data Emerges of 1,100 plus adolescent gender-affirming mastectomies. And then she tweets it with this caption. She says, new data, a study of nationwide hospital databases found that at least 1,130 adolescents between 2016 and 2019 received gender-affirming chest surgeries, gender-affirming in quotes, chest surgeries in the U.S. An overwhelming majority, 1,114 of the adolescents were female. And so that's it. That's the report. Now, this isn't even an editorial. This is just Christina Buttons presenting the information, the data, which says that over this span, well over 1,000 minor girls had their breasts amputated in pursuit of this aim of becoming a boy, which of course they can never become. Well, if you tried to click on that link on Twitter over the weekend, this is what would have happened. And this is what happened to me when I tried it myself. A warning page comes up and it says, warning, this link may be unsafe. It says the link you're trying to access has been identified by Twitter or our partners as being potentially spammy or unsafe in accordance with Twitter's URL policy. This link could fall into any of the below categories. And then it says it could be a spam, it could be a malicious link that's stealing information, or, of course, it's none of those things, or it could be violent or misleading content that could lead to real-world harm. So if the content is violent or misleading, then this warning page comes up. Now, it does give you an option. There's a button there at the top that says you can click and go back to the previous page, get away from the unsafe content. Or in smaller letters below that, it says, ignore this warning and continue. And then you can get to the article. So factual information about the mutilation that's being inflicted on children in this country by these so-called gender-affirming doctors, that factual information is flagged on Twitter as unsafe, and it could lead to harm somehow. This is actually worse than it was before Elon Musk took over. I don't remember ever seeing a warning page like that pop up for an article like this before. So it's not just that, we still have the same wokeness now that Elon Musk. It's actually worse in this way. And that's extremely concerning. Now, when I tweeted this out over the weekend, there were people pointing out, saying that, hey, we need to be a little bit more patient and a little more generous with Elon Musk here. And he just took over the company. He can't fix everything right away. And I understand that. Rome wasn't built in a day and all that. And you certainly can't fix it in a day. But all the same, I mean, as I said last week, Musk did right away institute some major changes. The changes that he made with the verification process, and then they ended up abandoning that after 2 days because it was a total disaster. But they did implement major structural changes right away. So it seems as though they could have cleaned a lot of this up right away, and they haven't yet. That doesn't mean they won't in the future. But it does mean that the woke brigade is still there at Twitter, and they're still running things to a large extent. And if you really want to change that, I mean, Elon Musk has already fired, like, whatever it is, half of the company. You got to fire, to basically fire almost everyone and build the company over again from scratch to actually fix this problem. And that'll do it for this portion of the show as we move over to the members block. Hope to see you there. If not, talk to you tomorrow. Godspeed.